Hey guys, Jasper Miller here, Miller Small Engine Repair. This is a 2004 Z400. This is the second series of a video I'm doing on valve adjustment, proper valve adjustment on a Suzuki Z400 or the LTZ 400. If you look back to the previous video, I've got a video that shows you how to actually prepare to check the valves, how to set your Z400 or LTZ 400 at top dead center. Very, very simple, very easy. I show you the steps how to do that. But this video is showing you how to check the clearance, the proper clearance on your valves. As you know, these quads are notorious and they do have to be shimmed. If you've never done it, don't fret. It's not that difficult. So today I'm going to show you how that works. So let's get started. The first thing I do is nobody knows everything. Most of the things that we work on here at Miller Small Engine Repair are very unique. A lot of things are older quads, older dirt bikes. But one of the things I do, if I have something that comes in that I've never worked on, and that happens from time to time, the first thing I do is get a manual. Climbers, they're excellent. Cyclopedia is probably my favorite. I buy a lot from Cyclopedia, but Climbers is good. One thing I don't like about Climbers is the format, the way they have it laid out. Climbers predominantly has their manuals laid out as you're actually tearing the engine down. So for me, it's backwards. I would prefer that the manual has it like Cyclopedia. To me, it's a little bit more mechanic friendly, just my personal opinion. Not saying that Climbers is a bad manual, great manual. Today we will be using a Climbers manual, and I'm able to navigate and show you how that should look. All right, we're gonna get started with that. So a couple things you're gonna need is a feeler gauge. Yes, mine are old. You can see they've seen quite a few valves. But what I do is I go to my manual. One thing I do like about the Climbers manual is they will have in the front of the manual, very front cover of the manual, you will see specs, maintenance and tune-up specs for the manual. I do really like that. I think that's great. They do a good job of that. Let's find the right page here. I can show you guys. It'll show you oil capacity, all the fluid capacities. It's really a good thing. Got a place where you can put your model and your serial number if you choose to do so. If it's a personal bike or if it's a customer's, obviously I don't fill mine in because not necessary, right? It's most of the stuff we're working on is a business. It'll give you tire sizes. It'll give you tire pressure. Just a lot of good information. Drive chain, spark plug. It'll tell you battery voltage, all the necessary things to service a Suzuki Z400 or the LTZ 400. One of the things that is very crucial when you're doing a valve adjustment, there's a couple things that I like to know. One is compression. How healthy is the motor? And it gives you that as well. It'll tell you what the compression should be. 142 PSI, there it shows you. Idle speed, it tells you what the idle speed should be. Gives you the carburetor, pilot screw adjustments. Gives you everything, guys. A lot of people don't know this. They go to the internet, they look and they look and they look. Listen, these old manuals are where this is still at as a mechanic. Anyway, we come down here to our clearance. It tells us right here, if we look, it tells us what our valve clearance should be. Exhaust intake. So there's metric if you're out of the US or Canada. I should say if you use the metric system. And sometimes I do use the metric, but I do prefer the inch increment. So my exhaust is going to be in the English system, in English measuring system, I should say. It's going to be 0.0078 for the exhaust, and the intake is going to be 0.0039. Or guess what? Easy math. We could say 0.008 and 0.004. It's intolerance, right? So that's what we'll do. So I leave my book laying out. And I find the proper feeler gauge because I know I'm already at top dead center. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the exhaust side, because that's probably the side that's probably out of tolerance, more than likely. So let's see here. What do we got? See if I can do this with one hand and hold my phone here. 0.008 is what I'm looking for. There's 0.006. There's 0.007. Hey, look at that. There's 0.008. Looks like that's one we use quite a bit, right? All right, so I'm actually going to switch hands here, and we're going to measure. Perfect. Exhaust. Maybe just a little snug, but not bad, really, pretty good. All right, the intake side, what did we say? Intake side, we said 0.004, right? Yep, 0.0039 or 0.004. So let's find that. 0.03.5. We got to be really careful. Some people will get confused with the metric numbers because these have both. The top will show right there's 0.004. All right, so here's how I do this. Turn my phone around so you guys can see. Are you guys able to see? You're trying to get to where you can see what I'm doing there. Yeah, those are definitely tight. Most definitely tight. It's way too tight. All right, so I'm actually gonna have to pull this off and I'm gonna have to readjust those because those are too tight. So anyway, all right, keep an eye out for another video. I'm actually gonna have another video, a separate video that shows how to measure, how to do the math for your shims. The shims will be part 3 of this video series. Stay tuned, hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet, share it, and stay tuned.